You won't get rid of me. And last Saturday, I won the Miss Universe Netherlands competition as the first trans woman in history. With the negative comments and the backlash, it's also showing that we're still not there in the Netherlands, and that the inclusivity is like on the bare minimum now. I thought we were way further than we are, but it only gives me like more inspiration to step up my goals and to achieve what I want to do now as Miss Universe Netherlands.
Ricky Valerie Collet, a transgender woman, has just won the Miss Netherlands beauty pageant, which means that a biological man will represent that country in the Miss Universe pageant later this year in El Salvador. Yep, this is the fifth wave of feminism. Serious. Being progressive and inclusive. That's what it is. And all I gotta say is, you get what you ask for. You know, I did a video a while back when starting this channel claiming why we shouldn't conform to one of the rules of woke ideology, which was using preferred pronouns. You know, where you refer to a biological man as a she. And when I posted my thumbnail on Twitter about that particular video, I got a lot of so-called hate, you know, from heterophobes. a word I just made up. And most of them, by the avatar and their names, I assume were women. And I was like, look, if you continue to give in to this delusion, it's just gonna grow, and eventually overcome you to where their delusion becomes your reality. And here we go. You know, a man is replacing a woman in the pageant. Come on. So Piers Morgan, he had a panel to discuss this particular topic, and here's what they had to say.
Well, talking about bathing suits, let's talk about Miss Netherlands. So at the weekend, Ricky Valerie Collet, who was a transgender entrant to Miss Netherlands competition, won the title. So a biological male has been voted Miss Netherlands.
Look at this guy's teeth. Look like buck tooth. Look at that.
Netherlands, and will now take part in Miss Universe. Michaela, your thoughts?
I hope he wins Miss Universe. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You know what? Based on how society is right now, especially Netherlands being a very woke country as well, you know, a lot of these Western European countries are. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually does win it. And actually, even if he does lose, even if he loses, I won't be surprised if more countries come out with a transgender woman to represent them in their in the pageant.
I don't even know how to react to these situations because women fought so hard to get where we are today. I was just looking at the picture of the Boston Marathon runner in 1967.
Oh shit, that's Jordan Peterson's daughter? Can't be his wife. I mean, a lot of makeup, but she looks pretty cute. I didn't know that. Okay. Go ahead, Jordan Peterson.
And it's this woman, and she's being grabbed by men on the track because women weren't allowed to compete. That's where it started. And now we're here, and there are men competing in our sports, and I have no idea how feminism came full circle.
The way feminism came full wave over to this is because it was never about the woman. Let's just be honest. It was basically about structuring society in a particular way. So like I always say, the powers that be can have that way. You know, it's basically like, for instance, the first wave of feminism was probably more very genuine and honest, where I believe Susan B. Anthony and I believe her name was Elizabeth Stanton was basically fighting for a woman's word, a woman's voice to be heard in the church and also in the home. And then eventually from there, it got to voting. And then from there, the second wave was in the 60s, where they were able to start working, because after World War II or during World War II, a lot of them were entering the workforce. They exited out of the workforce once a lot of the troops came back after World War II, but they were still used to working. So they wanted to take pride in their work. So therefore, they started becoming more independent. And then in the 90s was the third wave of feminism, where they wanted to basically be even more independent to a point where they could live on their own, have more assistance from the government as single mothers and things of that nature. A big movie that helped propel that was Thelma and Louise. A lot of women like to hang the hat on that particular movie, which I don't understand because they died at the end. But anyway, then the fourth wave of feminism basically came in around the 2010s, around the, you know, with the whole thing with the slut walk that eventually led into the whole Me Too movement, Time's Up type movement, things of that nature. And that's why I always say this is the fifth wave of feminism, where now biological men are able to state they're a woman based on them transitioning to women, and they have to be respected as women. And if women don't stand up, I mean, biological women, that is, the stuff ain't going away. They're going to take over.
It's so bizarre. And Kat, I mean, only yesterday, Megan Rapinoe, one of the great female sports stars in American history, came out on, as she retires, which might be convenient timing because it won't apply to her, and said, I'd be very happy if trans athletes, sports women come and play in the American women's team. Well, fine, but what happens if they're all 11 biological males representing?
Exactly. Megan Rapinoe she's just a straight up pawn. Seriously. She was basically just put there. I mean, she still has some talent, but she subscribed to this ideology, as well as her wife, Sue Bird, or whoever her name is for the WNBA, and they just allowed themselves to be used. And now that she's exiting her sport, I think she can retire after this year or whenever the Olympics or whatever World Cup is. She's going to expire. She's going to retire, and now she's basically saying that she's okay with transgender men or transgender women coming to her sport, which it don't bother her no more because she don't have to compete against them, which she knows she will lose. So it just shows how duplicitous some of these people that not you, but people in society put up on a pedestal, when in reality, they're not good for you.
Representing the American women's team. I mean, this can't be right, surely.
I think what's even worse is people saying that if you have some issue with a biological male competing in sports, then the only reason for that is that you're transphobic, and not the research that you can point to that shows that someone who's gone through male puberty could have various advantages over a biological woman in these activities.
Right.
Yeah, they refer to them as TERFs, trans exclusionary radical feminists, I think the term stands for. And once again, anytime someone uses shaming language against you, in my opinion, especially as abbreviation, shaming language, in my opinion, it's just because they had nothing else to say. They had no stance. They had nothing to stand upon. So they just got to, use ad hominem attacks and name calling.
Sports. It's not a zero-sum game when it's these conversations. There's scholarships, there's different things on the line there. And I think that really just taints the whole entire issue. When it comes to pageants, I do want to get on the record that I think pageants are lame.
Yeah, I agree, because the situation with the pageant is that it's taking away the opportunities for women to have endorsements, like you said, scholarships. They could be in commercials, basically become more lucrative, basically capitalize off winning the Miss America pageant or the Miss Netherlands pageant.
Right. I mean, that could be a perfectly reasonable argument that they're all lame. But Tara, it seems to me like every aspect of womanhood is, for want of a better phrase, under attack from the trans lobby that basically want to have their rights superseding women's rights to just be competing against other females.
Now, to be fair, my opinion is going to be skewed because I do identify as a phobic. So I am phobic on everything. So,
hey, I agree with you, bro. Damn, this dude's big. When did that gold chain is real? Anyway, what's that? Only built for Cuba links.
The idea that, what does it say about women that a man can just switch and be a woman and inside of 6 months win everything? So, where are the feminists? Turns out the feminists are the alpha males because we're the only ones complaining about this.
Right.
I mean, this was even predicted last year when I think it was like a Filipino transgender man, transgender woman actually, had taken over. And this is what he says is going to be happening to the pageant.
It has been 70 years that Miss Universe organization ran by men. But now, time is up. It's the moment really for women to take the lead. Welcome to the new era of the global women's empowerment platform. Welcome to the Miss Universe organization. From now on, it's gonna be ran by women, owned by trans women, for all women.
Trans women. That's too bad. So anyway, he announced that last year. I think it was like late last year. So I mean, that was basically telling us that this is gonna be common. This is not a one-off. Right now, it seems like a one-off because it's the first one, but it's gonna be common. So get ready. We're gonna see more of this.
And I think it's whenever you always have to follow the money. Whenever somebody comes out and says, "I think this," and doesn't make sense with the soccer player, I guarantee you, if a trans man took her job,
Yes.
that would not be the conversation.
Oh, it'd be mayhem.
It'd be,
Exactly.
You know, and it's just like the same thing with like the equal pay thing. When you do the math, they actually were making more than the men. So
Exactly. I think Google actually got sued by a man who actually claimed and won that he was being underpaid. So yeah, it's all about the money, man.
it just goes back to narratives. They say things. There's no way, I don't care what makeup, hair, or whatever, that any man to transitions is going to be more beautiful than a woman. It's just not. Pageants, the scholarships, the modeling jobs that go with it, it's political.
That's all I was saying. And even when you look at this dude, I mean, Ricky Valerie, I went up on his Instagram, and this dude is not even really that pretty. Even if I was thinking that, you know, I was into this stuff, he's not really that pretty. I mean, he's too skinny in my opinion, let alone for a man, but he's too skinny in my opinion for a woman. I mean, look at this picture right here. I mean, look at this. I mean, even this picture right here, you could tell it's airbrush. I mean, it's to a point where it looks like a drawing. My God, look at this dude. Look at his big ass feet. It's like Shaq. I mean, come on, man. This dude is not even that good looking. You know, even skinny. He has some feminine features, but you know, look at this right here. He ain't got no breasts, no chest. I mean, man, this is what people like. I mean, to each his own. But oh my God, what the? Yo, is that a remote in your pocket, or you just happy to see me? What the hell is this? Oh man, let me get off this. Let me get off this quick, man, because this is about to make me lose my appetite. But I'm just saying, he's not even that pretty. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I was like, for instance, if I saw him in a bar, I'm like, he kind of passed the test a little bit, but overall, I don't know what's wrong with people nowadays.
You can't tell me like that, and I don't know, that person can be the nicest person in the world, but there's no way that is the best representation of a woman.
Also, when Megan Rapinoe talks about this, she likes to position herself as all about equality. She fought a very good campaign for the women players to be paid the same as the men. Great, okay, they get big audiences, they're world champions. I can sign up to that. But what's equal about allowing people with an obvious physical advantage to come in and decimate women's sport? It's not equal. So you can be all about equality right to the point you say this stuff, then you're not about equality. Talking of equal, Kat, and we don't know the answer to this question.
Yeah, well, overall, that was pretty base and logical conversation, you know, which I was happy to hear, and hopefully will continue. You know, continue to a point where people, you know, especially women, you know, will reject this ideology and not be afraid to be shamed, because you're going to be shamed, so you got to fight against it. But let me know. Leave a comment down below. Tell me, do you think that it's okay to have a transgender woman in the Miss Universe pageant?